1420 Sports Podcast, show 150, Dave. It's November the 4th, 2021, 150 shows in, 17,000 downloads and everything else. Had a really big week. We ended up on a podcast host site. They were number 17 out of their top 100. So that's a good news because people are listening everywhere else. Dave, what are you drinking tonight?
I bought myself a 6-pack of Inductive IPA. The brewery is from Grand Prairie, Alberta. It's nice. It's a good IPA. It's the kind of beer I like.
Yeah, I got another IPA. I went back to the well, Dave. I went to that Yukon brewing that I tried last week, but a different brew I had this tonight. Spruce Tip Pale Ale. This Yukon Brewing Company, they're quickly becoming my favorite. They're 2 for 2 for what they've done so far that I've tried. So thank you to Yukon Brewing. The World Series ended this week, Dave, on Tuesday night. The season went on a whimper. The Braves destroyed the Astros. I wanted to go 7, but it went 6. Not a great ball game. It was 7-0, nothing great. But I tell you what, it kind of puts it into perspective. I've said it before and I'll say it again. You can't win the World Series in April, but you can sure lose it. But you know what? The last 2 World Series champions have proved me wrong. The 162 world champions with the Washington Nationals and now the Atlanta Braves. They didn't have great starts, and they are now World Series champions, both teams.
Yeah, well, that's just, especially Atlanta. I think, what was it? They had the 12th best record in baseball. They just happened to win the
88 wins, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, they won the shittiest division in baseball, and that's just what happens. But they took down the Milwaukee, they took down the Dodgers, and they took down the Astros. Yeah, like they beat whoever's in front of them, and at the end of the day, they earned it, and good for them. And in a very unconventional manner, with an unconventional team like that, Alex Anthopoulos made those trades.
He's the MVP.
You bet. Well, it worked out. The World Series MVP, when he got to Atlanta, he was on COVID protocol, and who the NLDS MVP, shit, I'm just blanking on their names, but anyways, he was a deadline pickup as well. He injured
their entire outfield was I lost you, Dave. Yeah, the trade deadline deals that Anthopoulos made were awesome. It looks back to 2015-16 when he went for it with the Jays. And one take I got from the Braves was they had 3 Canadian guys. One didn't play, but Anthopoulos Canadian, Freddie Freeman Canadian ties, and then the kid from Calgary, Mike Soroka, Canadian ties. So hear it out, baseball GMs. Go get Canadians. It might not hurt.
Well, even if they're not playing, right? Like Soroka, poor kid. I hope he gets his injury woes behind him, because it would have been nice to see him contribute to that, because he's that kid can deal. But it's because you're always one of these guys that trade deadline. These things never work. They never work. But like, here's the time.
I was wrong this time 100%. Like, it was the deals he made turned out swimmingly to go out and win a World Series. They were 42-20 since the All-Star break, and go out and they win a World Series. It's get hot at the right time and get some good pitching. Even though the Braves were great. Just the way they played the game, they played it right. They got some timely hitting. That Soler kid, that home run he hit on Tuesday night, it hasn't landed yet.
He crushed that, and that was a nice
It
little.
might land the same time that the one Pujols hit in the same stadium in 2000. I think it was 2010. It was something to behold.
It
Dave, the
was
one
a
thing
mammoth.
the one thing I liked about watching, and every year I get it, and it gives me the feels all in the what little heart that I do have, is that there are generations winning a World Series. It brings generations of fans together. Like there's 8-year-olds in the building, 8-year-olds watching on TV, and there are 80-year-olds watching on TV. When those 8-year-olds are 16, 17, 25, 40, 50 years old, they'll be going to whatever park, because the Braves change ball fields more than they change their underwear. Those fans will be fans forever now. There'll be a 50-year-old in 20 years who'll be wearing a Freddie Freeman jersey, t-shirt. They'll be baseball has that, where when you win forever, and you're part of history, and you're part of forever. And I was thinking about fans who will watch the DVDs, not DVDs anymore, but those videos and things that it once you win, man, that's part of it, and that's why you're a fan. That's why it's so great.
Because it's like you'll have that forever. Remember when, right? Like just the remember when stories, and especially with an unlikely champion like Atlanta, what is, and they've been a franchise that's been relevant forever. It's surprising that this is only their second World Series win. Yeah, so it's it is good for them. And when you say 8-year-olds watching this game, ain't no 8-year-old east of the Mississippi that stays up to watch the end of those games. Why?
Yeah, that's a bad thing. Baseball's got to clear up in the coming years. Maybe listen to bargaining agreement, because man, that gets late even for me. Diehard baseball fan. I'll watch a Padres Giants game on a Tuesday night in July, but you get into October when the sun's not shining anymore, that gets pretty tough. MLB's got to do something to change what they're viewing. The why they would do, I have no idea.
I have no idea either, because so we're talking now like an 8:07 start on the East Coast, and these games are lasting 4 or 5 hours. Like not one game lasted under 4 hours. That's a commitment to want to stay up and watch those games.
That's a long night for sure. It's I don't understand why they do it. Like even if they push it to 5 o'clock, which it used to be 5 o'clock Mountain Time, and all of a sudden then the game's done at 9-hour time. It's 11 in the East Coast. I get it. It's just yeah, I don't know. Baseball's gonna do something about that.
Because any of the diehard fans that are really gonna watch it, even if you're not taking off work, you have the ability to stream it on any kind of device or on the radio. You're gonna tune in, you're gonna watch. It's ludicrous having to spend that much time like on a baseball game for 7 games. I don't understand why Major League Baseball doesn't try and fix that, because I can't imagine many kids that are allowed to stay up, like elementary school kids, and that's the kids that fall in love with the game. That's the kid that has the heroes and wants the souvenir bats and buys the baseball cards. And when bedtime's 8:30, you're not going to be able to stay up till midnight.
Well, no, but Jesus, I put a downer on that one, Dave. I'm just thinking that there's just people who do watch it though.
No, there is, but I'm saying, why not? All I'm saying is bump the start time up a little bit. Start that thing at like 5 o'clock Mountain Standard, because God, that like it's late for me. Like I curl, so I take the ice at 7 o'clock. I was able to watch in 2 innings, and then
Dave, you had something else going on. But if you're in Atlanta and you're a Braves fan, something's going to last forever.
Yeah, but why can't it last forever and I can still get out of the ballpark before 1 a.m.?
Would you care if your team's winning a championship what time you left the fucking stadium?
No, absolutely not. If I was a fan in the barn, I don't care. I would stay there till 8 in the morning. But that's not who's paying the bills. Paying the bills are the people that are watching TV and cheering from home.
But if you're a fan of the Atlanta Braves or a fan of the Chicago Cubs or a fan of the New York Yankees or a fan, you don't give a fuck what time the game starts or ends. If your team's in the World Series and wins it,
No, yeah, for
it's part of
sure.
forever.
Yeah,
You're
but
not.
you're not.
I don't think you picked up what I put down.
No. Maybe I was just talking about baseball fan, not Brave fan, not that. Maybe that's where I missed the point.
Maybe I don't know. Because I know like that the when the Cubs won the World Series in 16, the game went extra long and everything else. There was a little rain delay in there, and it was a great part of history. I didn't give a fuck what time the game ended.
But you're a baseball degenerate. You'll watch anything, any kind of baseball at any time.
Okay,
Like
what
I
else?
imagine
Okay,
you. I imagine you got a Mexican league.
I watched.
direct feed.
I did like yesterday. I found some. Like yesterday, I was flipping around. I found some baseball somewhere. Somehow, I found something like I could watch. But Dave, what I was trying to get at was that the best part about this game, about what like a World Series, any championship, is that when your team wins, when you're an 8-year-old, that guy's going to be a fan forever now. There's teams like there's people who are Jays fans now because their dad was in 1990, 92 and 93. And that's just how it worked out. So the generations, if you're 8 or 80 now, you're part of that forever, and you see that forever now.
Yes, regardless of what time. I don't remember when the Jays when they clinched. I don't remember what time that game ended.
Because you were watching.
Yeah, well, actually, I do remember the
That's
first
what I'm
one
getting at. Like, who gives a fuck what time the game ended, man? Like, whatever.
because it was on a Saturday
A
night.
Saturday night.
And it was a cabaret at the university, but we were having our pre-party, and then it was like, well, shit, we got to go. Well, it's the ninth inning. We can't go now. And then we did. We got there, and then we were in the U of L Students Union building when Winfield hit that double down the third base line. I think that's how
Yeah.
it went. Yeah.
No, it's being a part of forever. I couldn't imagine that feeling those guys have. Freddie Freeman did his best Anthony Rizzo impersonation. He got the baseball put in his back pocket as he's going to do the celebration at the pitcher's mound, jumping up and down. I think that's kind of weak. I like the obviously the 96 Yankees when they won, when Paul O'Neill jumped over the dog pile, he spilled over. The jumping up and down thing that they all do, every team does now. I think that's kind of a weak celebration.
Well, who are you to tell someone to celebrate?
I don't know. It just seems kind of
maybe
weird.
someone. I would imagine some ribs get broken some every now and then with the dog pile. I always feel bad for the guys on the
The
bottom.
goalie on the bottom, when I like in minor hockey, when you jump on the goalie for some reason, and like I weighed 102 pounds back then. Like, Jesus, man, get off me. There's 14 guys on top of you, but yeah, it's odd.
When you were watching the other team do it, or
No, we won 3 games or 4 games.
Oh,
I played
okay.
minor hockey, so no, it's no, the baseball season's over. Congratulations to the Milwaukee or the Atlanta Braves that you won. I mean, you weren't the best team. I don't think they were the best team, but they won and they got hot at the right time. In other baseball news today, Dave, Buster Posey announced his retirement. A lot of speculation going on online. Is he a Hall of Famer, or is he a Hall of Really Good, or is he just he's got a really great got a great name, or what's your take on Buster Posey?
I love Buster Posey. I really enjoyed those Giants teams that won those 3 championships. Buster Posey was an integral part of all of them. Him and Madison Baumgartner and the Panda and that goofy bastard Brian Wilson, that reliever. It was a good team to watch. It was a fun team to watch. Buster Posey played the game the right way. Came back from that catastrophic injury.
Well, there's the Buster Posey rule now for home plate, for collisions with home plate now.
Yeah. You put him against his peers, so his peers would be Russell Martin.
He's better than Martin.
Yep, the guy from St. Louis, Molina. Yadier.
Which Molina? There's 1,000 of those fuckers.
Yeah, but Yadier's the one in.
Yeah.
Who else? Who's better?
Well, there's a guy over my left shoulder here, Jorge Posada, who didn't get past his first vote.
Oh, he's way better than George.
What?
Oh, Posey's better than George. And Posey's way better than that smelt the Yankees have now, that guy Sanchez.
Oh, Sanchez terrible.
Yeah.
Georgie's way better than Posey.
Oh, no. Did Georgie win a batting title? Did Georgie win a MVP?
Okay, the thing is with Georgie,
he won a lot of titles. He was the right guy in the right place.
Okay, I knew you were going to say that. Let's go to like grown-up stats. Posey had 4,970 at-bats, 1,500 hits, 158 home runs, 302 or 302 career batting average, 729 RBIs. Posada, 6,092 at-bats, 1,664 hits, 275 home runs, 273 career batting average, and 1,065 RBIs. Posada is a better catcher, a better player than if you don't put Posada in, Posey can't go in.
Posey's going in. Ain't no doubt.
Is it because of his name?
That does not. Well, George? What's wrong with George?
Jorge Posada. I was actually at Buster Posey's first major league game. he
got that call up.
He was September call up on a Friday night against the Dodgers in 2011, 11. I was at the game. Great seats, and somebody said that Posey brought him up, blah, blah, blah. He struck out and he didn't play for 8 more days. What I remember the most about that weekend, Dave, though, the next day, USC was playing Ohio State, and I watched more of that game in the club seats I was in than I did watch the baseball game. Anyways.
Oh no, I Buster.
Oh, he's a good player.
Oh, he's a hell. Rookie of the year, MVP, 7-time Gold Glover. Catcher's a demanding position, and I don't think
to hit 302 career as a catcher, that's tough. That's pretty solid.
I don't think catchers do get enough love because it's just a taxing position. And you need the disposition as well. You need to have the mental strength. You have to be a leader.
Well, you're calling the game too, right? Like you're calling pitch, everything else. Being a catcher, that's probably the hardest position in baseball. I think it really is. Like the getting beat up, curveballs in the dirt, and everything else, and taking a beat. It's tough.
Yeah, and then if you're a dick, you're not going to get any calls. You got to be able to manage egos. You got to be.
You got to manage an umpire too.
Exactly right. Yeah. You always want that. I saw a thing on Twitter. It was Posey walking off on called strike threes. It was a really cool clip. Did you see this one?
No, I didn't see it. No.
I'll put it on my thing. Like, yeah, so the backwards K to end an inning. Like, and he'll start walking to the dugout before the ump even runs him up.
Yeah.
So to be able to do that, like it was a minute and a half of just that, like him catching a pitch and walking away. Oh. And to be able to do that without showing up an umpire, he must be a pretty good guy.
I hate in the Wimble there, the league that I umpire there here in Western Canada, when there's a catcher up to bat and there's a pitch that's right there and he don't swing, I like, I'm gonna hear about it in 14 seconds. Like, Jesus Christ. And so these guys doing it for like their living, that would be tough.
It was a cool clip. Nonetheless, I think Buster Posey is going HOF, played the game the right way. Career short, and he also walked away from $22 million. San Fran last week picked up his option. And he said, no, thank you.
Once you're done, you're done.
Yeah.
And I got more respect for guys like that hang around and leg it out. But you know what? I won 3 world championships. I'm going to the Hall of Fame, allegedly. And no, good player. Great player.
Yeah. Really good player. 3 rings.
And what more does he got to do?
Yeah.
You got probably $300 million in the bank.
I don't know if he'd have that much.
There's investments.
Well, yeah. And he does. Yeah. He does. Yeah. He does that thing. He's a Jesus boy too. So that's, in my,
maybe that's what mean you should try in 2022, Dave. Maybe just give
Find
it a
the Lord.
shot. Find the good Lord for a year and see how it works out.
Well, it's not going that bad to us. It's not going that bad for us, is it? But you could go better.
Just give it a shot.
Maybe we can.
I mean, I'm not going to, but if you want to, give it a shot.
Well,
Out
I
of the
know
2 of
some
us, you have
people.
a better chance of doing it than I will.
A better chance? Well, it's just I know people.
We can do fan graphs. You
Maybe,
do this,
yeah.
we'll do this, and see how it goes. Anyways, congratulations to the Atlanta Braves World Series champions, and Buster Posey. Congratulations to a Hall of Fame allegedly career. I don't think you're as good as Jorge Posada, but we'll go from there. We'll have another debate on that one. The 1420 Sports Podcast, 4 beer with sports talk, and a whole lot more. 1420 Sports Podcast, 4 beer with sports talk, and a whole lot more. Dave, no matter what we do, 20 some months ago when this COVID thing first started, we tried to figure out a way how we get out of this. And there were shutdowns and breakdowns, and you got to stay home. And the world said, hey, how can we get out of this? Well, there's a vaccine. How long is it away? Well, 17 months. Well, we can't wait that long. So then there's a vaccine, and we can get it. And so we can do what we want now, most of us and everything else. And then the news comes out this week that Green Bay Packers leader and perennial nozzle, Aaron Rodgers, test positive for COVID. Turns out he didn't get the vaccine. He kind of twisted his words and was being all Berkeley kind of guy. He tests positive. He can't play for 10 days. Now, I don't know, Dave, man, that guy's got to go away. I got a lot to say about it. He's a great quarterback, but you know what? You get paid an absorbent amount of money, and now you basically told your team that I'm bigger than the team. I don't care. I'm not playing. Whatever. That's what he said.
That's not necessarily true, because there's other guys like a couple of his receivers, like the Lazar, and there was another guy, two guys of prominent offensive players have missed games this year with the vid for Green Bay. And if this was bargained with the Players Association that you don't have to get vaccinated, but if your team has to forfeit games because of you or something, there might be penalties. He won't be getting the game check. We know that. So that's obviously punitive. The thing that I thought had to happen was that vaccinated players and unvaccinated players, excuse me, unvaccinated players had to have a COVID test literally daily before coming on to the facility. And had a mask up.
Every interview you had a mask on. Every time you were talking to this, you had a mask on. You had to do, if you were on the sidelines, had a mask on. Why was Aaron Rodgers exempt from this?
And that's a bit of a head scratch to me, because
I'm not a scientist. But I am a rule follower.
Yeah, and I get it. Like I understand the anonymity of you don't want all the fans to know, but as your employer, we gotta know, right? Because if you're going to be given lunch lady doors,
Bill LaFleur said yes. Well, I don't know. Bullshit. How do you not?
Like, that's your fucking job.
It's your
right?
job to know. And you know what? He's the face of your franchise. How do you not know? He's still, yes, he makes exponentially more than you, but how do you not know? You're still his employer.
Yeah, not LaFleur, but like someone has to be there checking the boxes, following the rules, so we don't get in trouble as a franchise, as an organization for following the COVID protocol that has been agreed upon by the league and the Players Association. And this is now for the safety is all, and this is for so everybody can play as many football games as possible without having to miss games from COVID.
So now he's not only has COVID and he lied about being vaccinated because he said he was whatever the word he said
immunized.
was.
I don't
Immunized.
think he lied. He skirted the truth.
Because I'm from Berkeley and I'm so smart. So now I'm immunized. He's immunized from polio and measles and everything else. But he's not some holistic healing thing he did that he thought that, and that's actually a true story. There's some holistic healing thing that he had that he thought would get him past the COVID thing. Well, you're wrong. You got COVID. Is he sick? I don't know, and I don't care. What bothers me the most is that he now put, I shouldn't say the most, I worded that wrong. What bothers me is that he put himself and his idealistics and his beliefs ahead of what the rest of his team. There's guys who depend on him. There's guys on that team who do not make $35 million a year. He is the integral cog of that operation. And now that he did what he did, he might not just miss this game. He might miss another. They're going to win their division. There's no doubt about that because the division stinks. But let's say from here on in, he gets sicker and sicker and sicker because he refused to do whatever it is, getting a vaccine. There's people who depend on him throughout the organization, and he spit in the face of that. And they've given him over $100 million. That guy's a nozzle.
He's a different cat, and I'm a bit of a Rodgers super fan. I am.
I used to be.
I think he's the best quarterback in the NFL the last 15 years. I really do.
It's not even close.
And for him to be so selfish to do this, and he's clearly an intelligent person.
We went to Berkeley, so he must be.
It's
whatever. No,
whatever. He's like,
USC
you don't guest host Jeopardy by being a monosyllabic troglodyte. So
Jesus,
how'd you like that one?
That's a big word.
He's clearly smart, but this just shows how selfish and self-centered he is.
Yeah, look at me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not right. Because like I said, there's guys who are there for 3 years and they're out and they want to make a little money, maybe win a ring. And for him to think that, look at me, I'm so smart, I'm proving the world wrong. It's a dick move, man. It's a dick move.
Especially acting the prima donna he was all summer. Like, I'm not coming back. I'm not
even
coming
worse.
Back.
Even
right?
worse.
Like he forced everybody to look to him and
bow down to him.
Right. And just everybody has to realize how important I am.
Okay, so here it is, Dave. If that son of a bitch don't come back and win the Super Bowl, then what was it worth? Think about it. If they don't win, then what's it worth?
I don't know.
Sells out no matter what.
It's hard to win the Super Bowl.
Are there. No matter what, you're winning this. If that guy comes back and all the headaches he caused, then what's it worth? You know what would be great? If that kid that whoever's going to start on Sunday comes out and does the exact same thing that Tom Brady did, Drew Bledsoe 20 years ago. Maybe we don't need this guy.
Trey Young, what was his name? Lance? Something? I forget his name. Love, yeah.
So what if this Love kid comes out on Sunday afternoon against the Kansas City Chiefs and does the exact same thing that Brady did, that Bledsoe did 20-some years ago, and they go, maybe we don't need this son of a bitch around here and causing us headaches.
Well, like he's only gonna. Well, no, it's not gonna happen. Like, I'm not saying I hope the kid does well, and
Bledsoe did, or Brady did it to Bledsoe.
Yeah, but Bledsoe was on the shelf for 6 weeks. Rodgers is gonna be able to come back in 2.
We don't know that. He needs to have
We
two
do know
positive.
that.
He does have two negative tests prior to him being allowed on the field again.
Yeah, separated by
Because
24
he's
hours. Yeah,
unvaccinated. If he was vaccinated,
he
he
just
gets
needs
two
one.
negative. It's just one. It's just a day. Because
Yeah.
he's unvaccinated, he can't
needs
come
two.
back.
Until he has his second in a 24 hour.
What if this
like
Love kid
after-
comes out and go, and the Packers go, you know what? We don't have to pay you, and things are good. Fuck you.
I love
I
it
would
when
love
you
it.
dream up these things, but you know it's not going to happen. It's
Why wouldn't it?
impossible because he's Aaron fucking Rodgers. That's why.
He was Drew fucking Brees, or Drew Bledsoe. Sorry,
Yeah, but that's not Aaron Rodgers.
one Super Bowl, one. That's it.
Drew Bledsoe won one.
No, I'm saying Rodgers
Oh.
has one. That's it.
Yeah, but that's on the organization, not him, I believe. 2 league MVPs.
I don't know, man.
He's like you agreed with me that you think he was the
Well,
best
he's
quarterback in the last
fantastic,
year.
but you know what? He hasn't won a whole bunch. I tell you what, I wouldn't want the headache because you know what? As an owner, I'm raking money in no matter what. I don't need this asshole fucking bringing us down. Because to me, you know what? The guy's an asshole.
He's selfish, and like I say, I am a fan, so I'm a little bit clouded. I'm not gonna give him the a-hole tag, but you know,
He's an asshole.
The first part about being an asshole is being a self-centered, egotistical.
The guy's an asshole
Person. He does definitely have asshole tendencies. That's there. I will not.
I will never meet the guy. I will never know anyone who knows the guy. Whatever, but the guy's an asshole. He's not. I'm not a fan of his. He's an asshole, and what he's done to his team, his teammates, he's an asshole. Look at me. Look at me.
He likes people to know that the world does revolve around him.
Anyways,
it's too bad, and I hope he doesn't infect anybody else. I hope he recovers. I'm not a Green Bay fan per se, but you know, I do like Aaron Rodgers, and I wish him a speedy recovery because I can't handle Brady.
I don't wish anybody a harmful, painful death or anything, but I think the guy's an asshole. I think he should go away. I just like from the crap he put up did last summer and to what he's doing now. Enough, man. You're not bigger than the fucking game.
You just said you're not wishing him a speedy recovery because you want this Love kid to play like 3 games.
I want this Love guy to be, because you know what? Football players and quarterbacks are so replaceable. Every 3 years, someone else comes in, takes your job. Because the Packers, you know what? You're not winning Super Bowl. They're not. So don't be bigger than the game, man.
Why can't they win a Super Bowl? Who's going to beat them? It's them. It's Phoenix. It's the Rams. It's the Bucks. And you like the Cowboys, but I don't think so. So there's 5 teams. As it sits right now in the first week of November, there's 5 teams in the
I'd
NFC.
rather a team with a fucking guy who's not a dickhead win Super Bowl. That Rodgers is a dickhead. That guy's a dickhead. He went from asshole to dickhead in 2 minutes. Like I can't take it, man.
I'm willing to forgive a little bit because people do stupid things all the time.
I can't because you know what? Because he's a Dave. Okay, here it is. Because he's a quarterback of the Green Bay Packers, we forgive his stupidity.
No, not because I was never a Brett Favre fan.
Like
and
the shit he's pulling off now. We've talked ad nauseum about fucking guys with their anti-vaccine. If Billy fucking Plumber is mad about not getting a vaccine, we're like, what an idiot. This fucking Rodgers guy put an entire organization at risk because of his fucking stupidity.
Yeah, you're
guy's
right.
An asshole.
He's pretty selfish. He's pretty selfish, and
think how big? Okay, here it is. You think how big this fucking organization is? And this guy said, I'm bigger than that, and I pretend that I know more than scientists. Yeah, you went to Cal Berkeley. Right on, man. I'm pissed about this one too. Like, fuck him. He put people who don't have long careers, he put his thought above this. It's stupid. The guy's a knob. He makes
you're
40 million bucks a year, and some guy who's a third line lineman might have 3 years to win one ring. And this asshole put himself and his stupid beliefs above that guy. It's bullshit.
Here's what I'm going to say about that. The bigger issue to me is like he put himself and his beliefs or whatever, his routine above science, and refused to get vaccinated. And he has his reasons.
And he lied about it, Dave.
He skirted the truth. He didn't lie. I don't know if he lied. He never
Withholding
lied
the
on
truth
camera.
is the same as lying.
No, he skirted the truth.
Withholding the truth is the same as lying.
Yeah, but nonetheless.
That was from that movie, Julie Roberts and Kiefer Sutherland,
Flatliners.
Flatliners.
I love that movie. That was a
Great
good
movie.
movie way back in the day. Oliver Platt, and who was the third guy? The fourth person. Not important. Where was I? It annoys me more that he's not vaccinated for the sake of just vaccination in society, and this is how we're going to get through it as society. And I'm thankful that he wasn't a vocal anti-vaxxer. He kept it to himself, and apparently he's pretty pissed that it got out that he's actually not vaccinated. But then, like, when I read that article, like, it was like, what the fuck? Like, otherwise he'd be back, because it's just one of those things. He never got named as being put on COVID protocol, but then it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out, oh, okay, he's not back because he's not back yet because he's obviously unvaccinated. And then so that's how it got out. And then which leads to the ego, which is a problem. But to be a successful quarterback for that long and to be that good, you have to carry a lot of ego. And we've talked about that, how these alphas have to have that big ego.
Dave, I would think
it pisses me off that he wasn't a societal leader for vaccination. The fact that I don't think he cost anybody on the Green Bay Packers team a chance to win the Super Bowl this year, because I believe he will be back next week.
He won't be back next year.
No, next week though. Like this, he'll be back. He'll miss one start, and then he'll be as good as he ever is.
I don't know. I think the guy's garbage. Whatever. Be a better person.
I agree with that.
It's not hard. It's not hard to be a better person, especially when at that level of who you are. The guy's a piece of shit. Like, he went from he's an asshole. Like, that's my, I don't know. I've had enough. Like, from his demands last summer to what he's doing now, and then lying about things. Like, enough. Like, just be a better person. Be a role model. It's not like you make an exorbitant amount of money, and money's we talk about a lot, that money's not the someone gave it to them. I get it, but with that comes responsibility.
And when you say be a role model, I think he has conducted himself accordingly throughout his career, right? He doesn't.
Not last year, he hasn't.
Yeah, but he keeps his nose clean off the field. He seems a pretty likable guy. His commercials are pretty funny. His which again are scripted, but he has a bit of an it factor to him. I like him, and this does disappoint me. I don't like the guy. His image is tarnished, even in my eyes.
Anyways, that's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. So we talk on podcasts and stuff like this. But Dave, you have your opinion. I have mine. The guy's a nozzle, and that's I'm not going to get away from that.
He can quarterback my team anytime.
Not mine. Anyways, 1420 Sports Podcast, 4 beer with sports talk, and a whole lot more. 1420 Sports Podcast, 4 beer with sports talk, and a whole lot more. Apparently, we're ranting tonight a little bit between Aaron Rodgers and everything else. Now we'll get into Kevin Lowe. His jersey getting retired by the Oilers on Saturday night, I believe, at Rexall or wherever they call it these days. It's Rogers. Beautiful building, huge, massive building in Edmonton there. But anyways, Kevin Lowe, I think 5 times Stanley Cup champion, 4 with the Oilers, 1 with the Rangers. I could be wrong, but I don't care enough to know about Kevin Lowe's career hockey DB. But to me, Dave, that guy is not a getting your jersey retired kind of a player. I grew up in Southern Alberta watching the Flames and the Oilers a lot. I don't recall Kevin Lowe playing hockey. Like I don't. I was a hockey player. I watched a lot. I do not recall seeing Kevin Lowe in my back memories playing hockey.
I clearly remember him because in those formative years in my teens, he was part of those great Oiler teams, and I remember him. But that's it. Like Coffee.
I remember Coffee, like on defense. I remember Coffee and Huddy. I don't
And
remember Kevin Lowe.
I thought Chuck Huddy was a forward.
No, he was a defenseman.
Okay, but that shows you how much I remember.
Yeah.
But and I remember Dr. Randy Gregg.
Randy Gregg playing defense.
Yeah,
I don't remember Kevin Lowe
remember
playing. I remember him being on the team, but I don't remember him being so great. He was a Hall of Famer or a jersey retirement guy.
No, he's one of those guys that you don't win a Stanley Cup because of him, but every Stanley Cup winner has 3 of him, right? Just go out there and don't screw up. That's it. And if you do screw up, you know what? We got Wayne, Mess, Anderson, Curry. Someone else is gonna fill
Grant Fuhrer, net, blah blah blah.
Yeah, we're gonna. Your ass is covered. Don't worry about it. Just get out there and be a good guy.
Do you think that I'm an Oilers guy? I like the Oilers a lot. Do you think that Lowe would be like, I was okay, but, or does he eat it up? Say, oh yeah, I was really good too.
Oh, for sure he does.
Like he goes and has his charcuterie boards with Karen Percy at their house. They invite Wayne and Janet over and everything else. Now I'm one of these guys because he's not even close to those guys.
Well, he is.
He's not.
No, but Daryl Katz, because I think he was the coach. No, he coached him to a decent playoff run, and then McTavish, and he got all pissy pants, and then he was threatening to quit, and they gave him the GM job, and McTavish took him to that cup run where Carolina won, and then shortly after that is when Katz bought the team.
Surely you can't be serious.
What? I miss.
Whenever I hear somebody say Shirley, I say Shirley you can't be serious.
Oh. I don't even remember saying Shirley because I was just getting fired up on a rant.
Sorry.
And then Katz being the ultimate jock sniffer that he is, Kevin Lowe saw that, monopolized it, and got that cherry position with the Oilers, employee for life. And that's when it was after that when Lowe was calling the shots with the Edmonton Oilers. It was like, if Lowe does not get fired, I'm divorcing this team. That's when I put my first ultimatum up against the team, my childhood favorite team.
I think Lowe wore number 4, I believe. I seriously, I don't recall him doing anything great. Didn't score a big goal. Didn't do. Apparently, he was with the Rangers for a while. I have never looked at his hockey DB or anything else. I don't understand why this guy gets such credit. How he became part of the Hockey Canada staff, the whole, I don't get it. Like, I just don't understand why Kevin Lowe, he might be one hell of a guy. He might be one hell of a hockey mind, but usually you have to have some hockey skills to end up in those positions, AKA like a la Yzerman and Shanahan and everything else. Like if you think about it, you got Yzerman, did the Hall of Famer for sure. Shanahan, Hall of Famer for sure. They're presidents of teams and everything else. Kevin Lowe he's shining those guys' shoes, man.
Without a doubt. Like I don't
get it.
Neither do I. I'll never get it. And I was quite vociferous in my opposition to him getting so much power in the Oilers situation. He he clearly didn't know what he was doing as a GM. He clearly didn't know. And I had fond memories of him as a player because he was on those cups, right? Like because he won 5 with the Oilers and 1 with the Rangers, 6 rings. But it's right place, right time. He obviously knew where the wind was shifting, and he's clearly of a political mind.
How many? Okay, I don't know if someone asked you. You might know. Like, yeah, Lowe has 6 rings. How many does Charlie Huddy have?
I don't know. I would guess
3,
or was-
4,
well, Chuck Huddy might have went to the Rangers too. I don't know.
maybe. Like, is Charlie Huddy a Hall of Famer? I remember Charlie Huddy more than Kevin Lowe as a player.
Yeah.
So is Charlie Huddy a lesser player than? Like, I think Huddy's just as good as Kevin Lowe. No, am I wrong on that?
I sure. Like honestly, like he was just an average defenseman. He was like a B.
Maybe it's just mean as a non-hockey nerd, I guess, because compared to baseball nerd that I am. But I think that Charlie Huddy's is as good as Kevin Lowe.
Here,
am I wrong on that?
I don't know. Like I'm gonna look at his awards and achievements. He was in an S to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He was in 7 All-Star games, which is a lot, but that's because he was playing for the Oilers, right?
I scored 20 Oilers.
Yeah,
in those days.
I remember when I was in junior high and like the entire starting lineup for the All-Star game one year was the Oilers.
Oilers,
like,
yeah.
Every single player.
Every single player.
Yeah. He was.
I don't get the Kevin Lowe love. I don't get it.
Neither do I. Like, and that's what I think he's a bit of a political animal. He knows where the wind is blowing. He knows
he
when
married the right woman, Karen Lowe Percy, and blah blah blah. Like everything just worked. I'm not saying that he did it on purpose. I'm just saying everything is just the way it worked out.
He kept falling upward.
Everything else. I don't think Kevin Lowe's that good of a hockey player. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
It blows me away that he's a Hall of Famer. And then as I was looking at this article,
I don't know who he is.
If
I didn't live in Southern Alberta or in Alberta, I would not know that Kevin Lowe played defense for the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah, it's impossible to say because you did, right? Like, so I don't know, maybe like, so we would have to look at someone from the New York Islanders, the dynasty before the Oilers, and find someone like his Clark Gillies in the Hall of Fame. I don't know, but I know him.
Gillies is, yeah.
Nystrom. Is Nystrom in the Hall of Fame?
I don't think Nystrom is.
And he was a D-man, wasn't he?
Nystrom's left wing. He scored the big goal. Great hair. Okay.
He had
great hair.
Good thinning hair, eh?
I like Nystrom going down the wing, the hair flowing in the wind. Oh yeah, I like me some Nystrom.
But answer me this. Okay. His last year in the league was 1998. How do you get elected to the Hockey Hall of Fame 12 years later? He got it in 2020.
See, that's the thing, Dave, that the Hockey Hall of Fame has to have 4 people per year, no matter what. And it's how they do things. And so I will throw this guy in. So the Hockey Hall of Fame has actually turned into the Hockey Hall of Pretty Good.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Not pretty good. The Hockey Hall of Fame the Hockey Hall of Really Good. And because a couple of years back, Rogie Vachon got in because they needed a 4th guy, and he was 20 some years after retirement. The Hockey Hall of Fame is a little bit bogus. I mean, yeah, it is.
That's absolutely brutal.
You got to have 4 guys every year.
Huh. I don't know. Like it annoys me that he can get in that far, because otherwise he would have been a first balloter, right? Like in five years
Well,
after your
I don't
career.
know if I don't know. We've done 150 of these things now, and we talked about this. I believe that either you're a Hall of Famer or you aren't. So put 12 guys in one year and none the next. You don't get better over the years. Yes, the stories get better, but either you're a Hall of Famer or you aren't.
So, fuck.
Right?
I don't
Am I wrong on that?
Yeah, no, you're right. It's not if
Like 3 years
the,
after, so they can do all the research, make sure you're not a shitty person, and everything else. 3 years
yeah,
after we're in, if we're putting in 25 guys this year, great. If we're putting in 0 the next year, fine.
1,254 games played. How many goals did Kevin Lowe score?
Oh, 1254. He's 0.25. If he scored 78 goals, I'd be surprised.
Nice guess. 84.
That's it.
Yep. Playing with them fucking teams.
Jesus
Like,
Christ, David. If I played with those Oilers back in the day, skate a little bit, I would have got fucking 40 off my ass.
And I'm looking at this now. In his years with the Oilers in their heyday, his best year was 46 points. That's embarrassing.
I get 40 fucking drunk with those guys.
46 is his best points. With those teams that were scoring 7 a game, come on. That means he didn't make one outlet pass.
The old, once again, we talked about
those,
it at show 148, the old boys club, man. There's something not right there, man.
I would imagine out of those 46 points, probably then 32 of them was the second assist too. That is gross. That's I'm
Kevin Lowe's not a Hall of Famer.
I am writing a letter.
You should write a letter. Anyways, 1420 Sports Podcast. Next segment, we're going to talk about what pisses us off and what pisses you off. Anyways, we'll get back to you very soon. 1420 Podcast, 4 Brewer Sports, talking a whole lot more. Last week, we went a little long on our Blackhawks diatribe with the what's going on down there. So we didn't get to do a lot about the what pisses me off. But there was a lot of feedback on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all the rest. So there was a few that we'll get to tonight, plus that some that came through the last couple of days. Dave, other than Kevin Lowe getting the Hall of Fame, what pisses you off?
You know what? We took a little break there after talking about Kevin Lowe. And you know what pisses me off? Having all the information ever acquired on the planet in the palm of my hand. And I couldn't find out in that 5-minute break how Kevin Lowe has been on the ballot for that long. What pisses me off is the Google machine not being able to tell me how he got in the Hall of Fame. That pisses me off.
I still don't get it. Like, we'll go back to our last segment there. I still don't get how Kevin Lowe is a Hall of Famer. I don't understand it.
Neither do I.
If you're putting in Kevin Lowe, to me, you got to put in Charlie Huddy
and Mike Krushelnyski
and Krushelnyski and the like. I don't get what Kevin Lowe's a Hall of Famer. That pisses me off that Kevin Lowe's in the Hall of Fame.
It pisses me off too, because yes, Bob Horry is not going to be in the Hall of Fame. Big Shot Bob, 7-8 rings with 4 or 5 different teams. He's not in the Hall of Fame. He Bobby just seems. But I don't get it. I don't get it. And things I don't get piss me off too. But that's a whole different thing.
I got it one day. What pisses me off? People who say pro athletes are overpaid. That pisses me off.
That pisses me off too.
Because I'll tell you what, there was a little show called Friends back in the 90s and 2000s. We all know exactly what Friends are, the show. But those motherfuckers were making $1 million episode per person. They had retakes, scripts written, makeup done, this and that and everything else. And no one says a boo about that cast of Friends making that much money. To me, they're overpaid. An athlete don't get retakes. An athlete don't get their makeup done. An athlete don't get told what to say.
A script writer, someone
A
to dress
script
them.
writer. Friends, they're overpaid. Athletes are not overpaid. That pisses me off when people say athletes are overpaid.
Yeah, that anyone that takes the owner's side over the athlete on anything, anytime, any strike. Well, these guys are just getting paid to play a game. Well, so I do it for free. No, you wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't.
Starve.
You're not going to work for free.
Yeah. Go play hockey then.
You might be the best pipe fitter in the world. You go to work to get paid.
Right. And you know what? You don't show up for work, you don't get paid.
You don't get paid. Trish from Victoria, she actually sent me a message on the Twitter machine or the Facebook, whatever one. She first off, she said what pisses her off was when I send a bunch of things that don't get mentioned. That pisses me off last week. So, but she said when the Flyers lose, when she goes to Philly, she's a big Flyers fan, and she goes to a game and the team doesn't win. That pisses her off. Dave, when you go to a Broncos game and I go to a Yankees game, does that piss you off when your team don't win?
No, because it's really
disappointing or pissed off.
I'm disappointed because I've never seen them play in the playoffs or anything. I've seen the Oilers back when we were married. I saw them in the playoffs win and lose, and the emotion is higher, and winning is a little bit sweeter. A lot of it's sweeter. But as far as the time and effort and money it takes to go on the road, you're there for the experience of the day, especially because in NFL it's not a 3-game set. You're there for a day. Well, for the game day. And so no, it doesn't piss me off.
It's just disappointing.
It's disappointing. Yes.
I'm 17-14 all time in the Bronx is my record going to Yankee Stadium. I'm 17-14. I thought they were going to kick me out for a while there because I wasn't doing so good. Dave, another one that pisses me off is I've been spelling the word bottom wrong for 47 years.
Bottom, like bottom of the barrel?
BOTTOM, apparently. I thought it was BOTTEM. And the other day, someone said to me at my work, so you spelled that wrong. I said, no, it's not. Apparently, no one told me. I've been spelling bottom wrong for 47 years.
I think I would have kept.
That pisses me off.
I'm a little pissed off you told me. I would have kept that to myself.
Well, I don't understand what someone would have told me before, because it's not the first time I spelled bottom since I've been the boss. I don't. That kind of pisses me off. So have they been making fun of me all these years?
Well, how often have you spelled bottom?
Twice a week.
Okay. Well,
bottom of something, bottom of this. I thought it was EM for all these years.
That's, and you've obviously read something. You've read the word bottom. What did you think when you read the word bottom?
I just thought maybe it was one of those.
I wonder what that is.
I thought maybe it was one of those American Canadian things where it just didn't matter.
Oh, like labor with a U on like LABOUR.
I just thought it was one of those things.
Well, that's like I said, I think I would have kept that one to myself.
So that pisses me off that somebody they've been making fun of me all these years.
I would have pointed it out, but you don't write too much shit to me.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dave. Sorry.
What about when you're at a game, a regular season game, and you got super fan? Super fan pisses me off, and I mean face painter.
I got a story for you.
With the super hat that impedes your vision, and then gets up, and especially like I was at a game once in Phoenix. It was a Cardinals Seahawks game, and there was a Seahawks fan, and it was a she, and talking shit like crazy with this big homemade and a sign and everything. And we didn't have good seats or anything, and egging on people. This is when Phoenix was really quite bad and Seattle was laying the boots to them. And she talks so much shit. Super fan pisses me off. It ain't about you. Just because you painted your face and made a fancy hat doesn't make you a better fan than me. They piss me off.
You got time for a funny story?
Sure, I'm not going anywhere.
97 or 98, one of those order years when they beat Dallas, I think it was. Me and there's me and Niner and Rob O'Neill.
Was this the Puckhead night?
The Puckhead night.
I was there.
You were there. The guys behind us, me and Oni were sitting, whatever seats we were sitting in, they said, if you guys take those hats off, we'll buy you beer all night. Absolutely. So we they couldn't see because me and Oni had the puck heads on. But anyways, that pissed those guys off those hats. It cost them a couple bucks. Yeah, what pissed me off. Heard one today from a girl from Medicine Hat. She said, I think we brought it up last week, Natalie, the person who parks her grocery cart right in the middle of the lane, that pissed her off.
Oh, preach, sister. I cannot.
Natalie's she's a long time listener. She's right from day one. She's listened to the 1420 podcast, and she's like, that pisses me off. And she came back, Natalie, that handsome woman. That pisses her off.
It's rude. It's inconsiderate. And when I grocery shop, I'm the grocery. Since the vid came in, it used to be a family activity. Now I do it solo on Sunday mornings. Want to, like, in the produce department, I park my cart and then go do my shit, because like when three people are trying to pick all over the same stuff, like, and there's carts there, it's hard. It's tough to do. And if someone parks their cart and then it's left unattended, I move it. I just move it. I don't give a shit.
I thought about this once. I don't know. When I was living in the Hat there, when people have their they walk away from their cart. I look in their cart, like they're getting their something else. I've looked in and I go, well, that's most stuff that I wanted. I've almost actually walked up and taken it and went to checkout and just bought it and walk away. Could you imagine that kerfuffle?
That would be a good. Do you know what's the one I would like to do? I would like to go in with an empty cart and now look for because you have to put in the loonie or quarter to get the carts out. Go in with an empty cart when the unattended cart is in a very bad place. Plug it in, steal that loonie. Oh. And now what are they gonna do with their half full cart of stuff, dragging another cart so they're like kind of ass to ass? That would be funny. I would love to see that.
Got one more from Darcy, the real DMK, a guy who curls with you in your league on Saturdays. Darcy, the real DMK. Slow drivers in the left lane. I'm that guy, Dave. I don't care what lane I'm in. If you want to go around me, man. Like, where are you going? I laughed a couple weeks back. I was coming back from Messinat into Lethbridge, and between Coaldale and Lethbridge here, we got to go 100. I'm a rule follower. I don't speed because where are you going? There's a light there and a light there. There was a woman. She was behind me, and I was just driving. So someone next, I was just driving. She went by me, and she was giving me the bird and blah blah blah. And then she went like a bastard to get to the next stoplight. And I pulled up beside her at said stoplight, and I waved at her. Hi. I don't get the reason for speeding. I don't. But Darcy doesn't like slow drivers between Coldale. I don't know where he was going, but there's certain parts where, like, where are you going, man?
Left lane is for passing. You've read those signs on the road.
The speed limit's the speed limit, though.
But that's just if you're not passing, stay in the right lane. It makes it safer, because I'm not saying you have to speed. Oh no, because that way you can get in and out, and then everybody, it prevents.
Maybe I'm saving life by not letting people go past me.
No, you're pissing people off, and that's when an angry person makes bad decisions, which isn't your fault, but you're the cause.
So
Just
that
because
pisses
you're the
people off.
cause. Yeah. But oh no, if there's a slow driver in the left-hand lane, I'm annoyed.
I don't even know I'm doing it, to be honest with you. I just drive and listen to podcasts or drive, and I don't know. I just drive.
Well, so they're doing it if it doesn't matter, do it in the right-hand lane.
Look, sometimes I move over, like around Bow Island, I move over because there's a hutter right in the other lane or whatever. What's your rush, man?
It's okay to be in a rush. That doesn't make you a
But
bad
when you,
person.
I always laugh when I pull up beside someone who's so mad at me. I pull up at the light next to him. Hi, hey, how's it going, man?
Well, that's it. Like in town, I get it. Like,
No. Because when I used to live in Vernon, well, you've been out that way. When you're going like a bastard through gold and people are fucking speeding by or whatever, it's mayhem.
Yeah, it can be.
When you get past field there. And then every single time somebody pulls up beside you who passed you 4 times because it goes to the windy goat road.
Yeah.
Hi. Hey man. Remember how mad you were at me 3 minutes ago? It's funny.
You know, it can be funny, but no, I like to speed. If it wasn't for
Deanne's the
those,
same way. Like I don't get it.
God, let's make time. Like coming back
But
from
you
the
don't.
north- Oh yes, I do.
Yeah.
I make time. You got to know how to do it, and the less people in the left-hand lane is that can make time that way. It's when you're
What
slowing
pisses
me
you
down.
off more? The speeding or guy in the left-hand lane or grocery store guy?
Well, it depends what I'm doing. Probably my road trips are significantly down over the last little bit. So I haven't.
Well, COVID is a bit of a thing, but yeah.
COVID's a bit of a drag, but like before COVID, we would make regular like monthly trips down to Montana, and it would piss me off. Yeah, there would be times where I would say, Kaylee, you drive, because this slow person in front of me is driving me insane. And I'm gonna do it.
I don't. Yeah.
No, just I got shit to do, man.
I know it drives the producer, and that's when I just like la di da just driving. It's like I get there the exact same amount of time as everybody else does. It's I don't know.
You don't though.
I do.
No, you don't. You think you do, but it doesn't bother you, which is good. And I tip my hat to
Whatever.
that.
Just getting
Yeah.
there, getting here to there. Anyways, Nuggy Challenge, Dave, on Sunday afternoon. We're gonna pull it off. We're gonna figure out how we're gonna do this. There's a guy from Toronto who's in. He's got his own podcast. I can't remember what's off the top of my head, but Nuggy Challenge on Sunday. 7 minutes. We're gonna do.
I would like to see that tighten up to like 5 or 6.
No. If you're gonna do it, do it.
But I can't, man. Like that's the thing.
You don't
like why? Like I'm a sprinter. Like why? Like 100-meter guy doesn't run the mile, right? I could be competitive in 5 minutes. I won't be competitive in 7.
but every last bit might help. The last couple.
Well, I can't. Like I'm not an endurance eater.
We'll get a time frame. Anyways, the Nugget Challenge happened on Sunday afternoon. We haven't decided the time or how we're going to do it yet, but we'll do it. It's going to be a lot of laughs. Watch some football. There's no baseball on, but watch some hockey. I'll find a baseball game, Dave. Don't you worry about that. The
Well, I
Mexican
think
League or
Pujols
something.
is playing in the Mexican League. I saw
Mexican League something. We'll figure something out. Anyways, Nugget Challenge. We got NFL going on. NHL's on. Baseball's over, but the 1420 podcast, we'll pull through. We'll keep going. Dave, Nuggy Challenge, man. How many you got? Give me your thoughts.
I honestly believe I'm gonna go DFL on this one. So we have to come across the size. Like there's I think the brand is Hampton House at Costco. And it's
Okay.
like a 10-pound bag. There's an S ton of nuggies in there. And they're a little bigger and crustier than McDonald's. So on those,
Hey, what, okay, we gotta get onto this. And Jim, as you're listening, obviously you will tonight. What's the theme song we're doing throughout this?
like something like yakety sax
Like, what's the
or the
song
Benny
be?
Hill.
What's the background music? What we're doing with this?
Well, that's what I meant. Like that, that.
I think we gotta do some Bon Jovi halfway there, man.
Oh yeah, or maybe something just like a nice. Yeah, it can't be too upbeat. It has to be.
If you go too upbeat, you'll eat too fast.
Yeah, exactly. It has to be something that gets on you. Like, what was that Kid Rock kind of ballad song? It wasn't an overly good song, but it was a fun song. It started slow and it got a
Sweet
little
Home
bit.
Alabama all summer long.
Not that one. There was a Kid Rock one that I kind of liked back in the day. Well, we'll find it. We'll
We'll
talk to.
figure it all out. Anyways, 1420 Sports Podcast, 4 beer with sports talk, and a whole lot more. Nuggy Challenge on Sunday. Gonna do a show on Saturday to wrap up the baseball season and everything else. Dave,
I'm gonna do some performance enhancing drugs for eating.
or just drugs?
Well, no,
Are they still called drugs?
well, it is drugs, no? Like alcohol is a drug.
Well,
Marijuana
they
is a
don't call
drug.
it booze drugs.
They don't call it. Well, like now that weed's legal, do we still call it drugs?
That's what I'm saying. We still call
Well,
it
yeah,
drugs.
like I don't know, because I can pack a lot more food down when I have munchies than when I'm walking around normal.
Sunday's we're gonna get our feed on. Nuggy Challenge on Sunday, the 1420 Sports Podcast, 4 beer with sports talk, and a whole lot more. Take care of each other, but more importantly, take care of yourself. Dave, keep your stick on the ice, and what else, my friend?
I don't want to see Jim swing at high pitches. Get your nuggy on, Jim. We'll see you on
Nuggies
Zoom
on
on Sunday.
Nuggy Challenge on Sunday. Here we go.
Don't wait to shop. Like get your things, your shopping done on Saturday, and you gotta
There we go.
cook. You gotta cook them in the oven. You gotta or deep fry them. Do however you want, but or you can get McDonald's. I don't care.
There we go. Nuggy Challenge on Sunday.